て、では出発しましょうか。
ああ、行こう。
The Water Magician episode number 2. And my friends, I want to keep it real. I think this was a very good episode. And one of the things I did hear it, okay? But one of the things I didn't quite realize during my first watch of episode number 1 was how good the OP is. Like, it's a banger. Like, it's a banger, and the OP is very well directed and very well animated. Like, it's a banger. And I definitely want to acknowledge, you gotta give anime their flowers when the flowers are deserved. And I think that the Water Magician's OP is extremely good. Definitely, I need to re-listen to all of them, but like definitely one of the best of the season. I think some of the bangers this season, Call of the Night season 2, My Dress Up Darling OP is incredible. What else was good? Oh, Dandadan is really good this season. I think Secrets of the Silent Witch. I don't know if they had an OP or not. I'm trying to remember. But anyways, it's a very small pool of really good OPs this season, so it definitely deserves its flowers. Now, for the episode, I do not want to sit here and lie to you guys. The reality is some may perceive this episode as boring, but this episode did some very, very clear things. It introduced us to people. So, and that's really important. It introduced us to a character named Abel. Abel, they didn't quite go into detail, but he was on a smuggler ship. I don't know if he was trying to take them down, if he was being smuggled himself. They didn't quite cover that, but he was on a smuggler ship. All the smugglers died or got washed away or something, but he was the only survivor. So Ryo goes and finds him and takes him back to his pad and, rehabilitates him, whatever. And Abel is trying to figure out a plan to get back to human civilization. Obviously, I'm super summarizing, but he then kind of hires Ryo as a guide to get out of the forest and go. I think they're going south. I think they're going south to a human town, which is where Abel needs to get to. So him and Ryo set out. And as they're setting out, they're talking about currency and politics and country division and elves and dwarves and the different races and monsters and all kinds of stuff. And they come across a griffin among other animal life that Ryo has easily taken down before. But he has to act like he hasn't. And through that, he's still showing his stuff. He's showing his magic. And he's finding out that castless magic doesn't exist. People who are water magicians don't have eyes. The god told them 20% of all folks know magic. It sounds like that's like a lot less, like 5%, even less than that. Basically, he's finding out that he is a lot stronger and more rare than he originally thought. He's also finding out about the politics and the country divisions and currencies. He's basically learning all the stuff he needs to kind of learn beforehand. Prior to him setting out, he also did make sure that he said bye to the dragon and bye to the fairy god or fairy king or something, the headless horseman guy. He got a new getup. He got a new like hoodie thing. He looks like every other reincarnated mage type character, but dope outfit. And then by the end of the episode, the OP is really cool too. But by the end of the episode, they kind of showed us that, hey, we're coming across, more griffins, more dragons, and we're going to be able to get over the mountain and finally see some civilization. And they're going to, he mentioned like a wind person in the town too. So we're probably going to see another character come in as well too. And then kind of the world the civilization is kind of the playground at this point. You have to assume that we're going to see kind of par for the course things. Abel will probably get him to join a guild or a party or something like that. We found out through just conversation that there's dungeons in this world. So, he did want to, Ryo did say, I want to explore dungeons. So we'll probably get some dungeon exploration, maybe a party. We'll probably get a couple more members, again, going back to the OP that was really cool. The OP did in fact show, I'm trying to see what it showed in the OP specifically, if I can scroll back here. The OP did show orcs and elf girl, and it looks like maybe like a school or something like that. So he'll probably attend some kind of school or something. And it showed a plethora of other characters as well too. So we'll probably get some other things happening. But I'm ready for it to get even better from here. But again, this is one of those episodes where talkie. And that can be perceived as boring. And I think they got it right here. So I'm not going to put it in that category of boring to me because I was interested and I was paying attention. I was like, okay, I really want to know more. And I'm ready for this one to open up. This one kind of reminded me of like the Skeleton Knight anime. And there was another one. God, I cannot remember the name. But this boy reincarnated into another world and he was raised by like a spirit and a spirit mage and the skeleton, and it was like 2 seasons. Anyway, it reminds me a lot of this other show that I enjoyed genuinely as well too. So anyways, Water Magician is pretty good, and I think this was like a 7 out of 10 episode. I think it's definitely a unique reincarnation isekai story, and I'm ready for the world to open up to Rio and see what other characters get introduced to us. But overall, Chef's Kiss, I think this was a good episode. Much better than episode 1, in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.